Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to our YouTube channel and welcome to this video. This is John from ProgrammingKnowledge, and I would just like to congratulate you all. You have reached this particular video tutorial, and this is actually the last part for our video tutorial series on progressive web apps. So in this video, we're going to work with our database, and I would like to suggest also in this particular video, I would like to suggest additional features that you might want to explore by yourself. But yeah, this is the conclusion of our PWA video tutorial series, and in this video also we're going to be able to persist the offline data of our application or the progressive web app. Now, basically, we have this particular web page right here, and this is the overall look of our PWA application. Now let's, because this is not dynamic, as I've said from the previous tutorial, this is a static information. So we want to remove this from the UI whenever our PWA is starting. So let's go open up our the source code of our application, and inside index.html we will see here the static information being added to this particular div right here, or this particular div. Okay, contacts with the class contacts right here. So we're adding the contacts into this particular div. Okay, so we have here the first one and the second one. So let's just, for now, let's just comment this one out, and also this one, because we don't want to display this whenever our app is loading. So save that, and let's go back into our browser and let's hard reload our application. So currently we don't have the information right here. That's because we don't have any contact added into our database. So if we click on this add, we should be able to add a new contact. So for example, John Doe, and some random contact numbers. Okay, and then add. So as you can see here, you have newly added, or you have a new contact added into our database, and this is persisted, or this is uploaded into our Firebase database. Okay, we don't want to add a new document. Let's just view this one, and we have here the John Doe added into our database. And of course, we could add a new one, for example, Cesar, maybe I don't know, Greg, Odin, and then new number, and then add new contact. So take note of the contact name, and it should be added right here inside our database, Firestore database, Greg, Odin, and of course the added number. Now we could also add another one just to test, the delete function, press delete, and then some random numbers also, and of course we could delete this. Okay, so let's just check first if it is present inside our Firestore database, and okay, test delete with the numbers. Now we could delete this. Okay, click on that, and we should be able to delete that also inside our Firestore database. So as you can see, there are two actions being taken by the user, adding and deleting a contact, and all of this information are being persisted into our Firestore database. Right now, what happens if our browser goes offline? Okay, we want to add a feature that even if it is offline, the user should be able to add a new contact. And later on, if the browser goes online again, you should be able to um, persist this data into our Firestore database, because currently we don't have that kind of functionality. So that's why we need to add that. And in order for us to add that, let's open up our VS Code and open specifically the db.js file. And before listening to the real-time updates of our contacts database, let's just add a new logic right here. And basically we're going to use the db object or db variable and enable persistence. Okay, enable persistence, and then we're gonna add a catch method right here, or function, and then it's going to have a parameter, or I mean the return, and then if we're gonna check that particular return, if that particular return code equals failed precondition. Okay, it just means that probably this particular application is open at multiple tabs at once. Okay, now what we could do is console.log and then persistence. We could say here persistence failed. Okay, otherwise else if error code equals unimplemented, and then open and close curly braces, and let's say here lack of browser support, because there are browsers that don't support the capability of persistence, also progressive web apps, so you have to be mindful of that. And let's say console.log and then persistence not supported. Okay, so there you have it. We are enabling our database to have a persistence capability, so whenever or even if the browser goes offline, the user could still add a new contact, and whenever the browser goes online again, then the record should be uploaded into the Firebase database or Firestore database that we have online. Now let's just check this. Let's reload our app. Okay, and say for example inside our application we turned this to offline. Okay, still we have the output of our application. Okay, and then let's try to add a new record. So for example, this is Jane Doe, and then random numbers for the contact number, and add contact. So what you could see here is the newly added contact, right? But here we are seeing this Jane Doe, so I think this is not completely offline, but this should work even if the app is offline, and it's going to save the information locally, and then if the user or if the browser detects that the device has like an internet service or internet data, then the information will be uploaded into our database. Okay, so by turning this by checking this particular button offline, it should convert our app, or I mean, it disables the internet connection, right? So whenever we add a new contact right here, we should be able to save this locally and add the information uh, to the Firebase database whenever the device is online. Okay, I think basically that's all there is to it in this particular video tutorial series for progressive web apps. Okay, and as you can see here, we have added the offline capability whenever the um, user tries to add a new contact offline, then it should be able to sync that into our cloud store or cloud firestore database online. So again guys, thank you for watching and thank you for following this particular video tutorial series, and I hope you learned something especially about progressive web apps. And actually there are a lot of features that you might want to explore on your own. So for example, if the user clicks on this and add a new contact, then you could try to close the form. Okay, so currently the form is not closing, right? So you might want to a explore how to close this particular form when the user tries to add a new contact. And of course, if you want, you can also implement a alert. For example, the user tries to click on this one, it should um, try to warn the user that you are deleting an information or a sensitive information, and uh, just try to check if the user wants to go through that process of removing the contact. Okay, so if you click that, currently this is automatically deleted from our database. Okay, so I am challenging you to add a new feature that will ask the user if he really want to delete a particular record inside our Firestore database. So I think that's all there is to it, guys. Thank you for watching again, and if you are new here in our YouTube channel and you like content about programming, different programming languages like Python, Java, C Sharp, Visual Basic, and other um, related programming languages, you could follow along, or you could follow our YouTube channel by subscribing and press the notification bell so you'll get updated whenever we have a new upload regarding or about programming. So thank you again and see you in the next video tutorial series.